Hey there, everyone, and welcome to the Nerdable podcast. Abel and David back at you in 2023 with a brand new season of all things nerdy. David, it feels good to see you, my friend. We haven't talked in a while, so we spent literally like 30 minutes just talking before we started recording.
Yeah, pretty much catching up.
Mhm. Yeah, we were getting caught up, and then we started talking about like Pokemon and Funko stuff, and we are like, I was like, wait, let's like record this, like let's start
Yeah.
recording before we start getting into it. But let's we on today's podcast we have a lot of Pokemon stuff. So I have Pokemon Go news, regular Pokemon TCG stuff, a little bit of that, and then Pokemon news in general. Before that, though, we're gonna start with some Funko stuff. So Funko is in the news again because they know how to do that. They are in the news for laying off a bunch of employees. I don't know if you know this or not, David, but this comes from toynews.com. So late last year, Funko took a bit of a sizable hit with its stocks when they missed earnings estimates with its third quarter earnings report. In December of 2022, the company made a number of changes with its management teams, which included bringing back their CEO and then also like adjusting their board of directors and stuff. Well, now there's a YouTube channel called Gasocast, and they talk about like all things Funko Pops and things. Well, they actually made a video talking about how an insider for Funko told them that they were like a former employee, that there are things happening inside of Funko, like the entire social media team being let go. Uh, People in 2020 that were let go due to the pandemic were not giving any kind of severance packages. The CEO gave himself a $2 million bonus while doing all of this. The Funko has let go of a lot of their artistic team. The art departments made a petition for safer working conditions and higher wages. Funko artists found out that they were making roughly 10 to 20,000 less than the industry standard, and the the art department and everything, like the heads of the art department are like trying to shut down. There's also rumors of like them people were trying to like build, what is it, like a union, and they were like union busting essentially. So there's just a lot of drama happening at Funko. There's rumors of like, is Funko in trouble because Funko is doing all these layoffs? Meanwhile, the head CEO is giving himself a $2 million bonus. And yeah, there's just a bunch of drama happening at Funko. Also, Funko is said to have been like, they are stopping or lowering their releases to smaller stores and only giving releases and Funko products to large retail stores.
Mhm.
So, David, what are your thoughts on this? I know we're talking a little bit about like prices of stuff when we get more into Pokemon, but yeah, what do you
I
think about all of this drama?
I don't know. I mean, I have just recently more got into more Funko, and I mean, I feel like from like a holiday event thing, their artwork is kind of slipping because like all the Funkos I saw that for Valentine's Day are just pink. Like not much to them.
Mm.
They just turn them pink, and I don't understand all the layoffs and stuff. But I wonder if like the whole reason their company is doing bad, if it has anything to do with like the sudden like boom of like Squishmallows and such, because like Squishmallow is technically a toy too, and it's just randomly booming. And
Yeah,
Funko seems to be kind of meh.
I think that right now Funko is being tested to see if they're going to I think they're going to be tested to see if they're going to actually be a staple in the toy industry or if they were just a phase, because things like Pokemon, people understand Pokemon, under the company understands that there's going to be highs and lows, and they've been around for so long that when they go low, they know that they just need to keep working, keep pushing product out because they know eventually it's going to get popular again. And so I think right now Funko's in that stage where people were crazy about it. People were spending, during the pandemic, think about like when Funko was crazy, right? Right before pre-pandemic, right when the pandemic was hitting, Funko started blowing up a little bit, and then it kind of dies down because of the pandemic. People can't go shopping for stuff, and then the resale market values are high, and I
Hmm.
think that now people are spending all of their extra money on things like going to concerts. going traveling, going out of, just going out to eat. Where, because we're kind of, people are saying like at the end of the pandemic right now. So I think people are spending, where they were spending money on collectibles and things like that. They're spending money now like doing activities, I think.
Yeah, and then some Funkos are super expensive because I know the whole Coraline collection is crazy ridiculous. It's the whole up to over $100. So I don't know. I guess we're seeing like people aren't really buying as much, so we're seeing prices go higher because of that.
Yep. Yeah, that's true. So, with that being said, Funko has announced, because right now 2023 Funko Fair is happening. Well, they did announce that the FX show What We Do in the Shadows is getting their own line of pops, and I am excited about them because I love that show. Like, I'm obsessed with it. And they are available for pre-order right now on Entertainment Earth. The pops include Guillermo, Colin Robinson, Naja, Laszlo, Nandor. Each one of these characters are in their standard outfits, and Nandor and Colin are pretty cool. I love this show. I don't know if you've watched them.
I have not.
Okay, well, I'm gonna share my screen for our listeners. You can watch this on YouTube channel. Here are the pops.
Oh,
They started off at 11.99, and they come in June 2023. So this is Laszlo, Nadia, Nandor, Colin Robinson, and yeah. So these are, and Guillermo. Sorry, these are my literal favorite people. Like, I love them. They're so funny. It's like basically they're like vampire, different kinds of vampires, but it's like a comedy show. It's also very much like, it's kind of like The Office a little bit. Like, you know how The Office, I never really watched an entire episode of The Office, but I've seen clips where like something will happen and they like look at the camera to react. Like
uh,
it's kind of, they do that. Like like Guillermo and all of them, they'll, something will happen and they have like confessionals where they're talking to the camera, and they're like, the production crew, they're talking to them, and I think it's really funny. It's a good show, and I'm excited to have those pops coming out.
so it's very like early sitcom vibes, like kind of like Friends and all that.
Yes,
Early like
very
2000s.
very much like, or like the sitcom vibes. I think that's probably another reason why I like it, because of that like aspect to it. Well, some more Funkos were announced, and that is going to be the, of course, Star Wars Funko. So Star Wars Funko Pops, Return of the Jedi to celebrate its 40th anniversary pops are available now for pre-order. The anniversary happens in May, and here are some of the images. So this is going to be a Luke versus Vader pop. Then you have this one here, Jabba with the Salacious Crumb. I like this pop right here. Even though I don't like Star Wars, I think this pop is hilarious. You've got Jabba, Skeef Chewie. You've got Skeef Luke, Layla. I don't watch Leia. Sorry, I don't watch Star Wars though. Do you?
Neither do I. I've never seen it to be honest.
Yeah, same. I've never really been a fan of it. Like, I think it was just before my time.
Yeah, maybe could have been for that as well. Also,
Yeah, I think it was before my time. I think that like I don't know. I think that it was before my time, and it was like I'm more of the time frame of like Harry Potter and stuff. And
hmm
so I don't know. That's cool. I know there's a lot of Star Wars fans though, so that's why I wanted to share
yeah.
that. Like, and then we move on to Marvel. So Marvel announced that they are sharing, they are celebrating Elizabeth Olsen's character in the Scarlet Witch, which I just got like kind of caught up in the Marvel universe. So I watched like all of the shows, all of the like movies, and order like in the order that's recommended by Google. um, so the Scarlet Witch is getting her own Funko Pop, and that is going to be right here for you. It's an Amazon exclusive. I love it. I'm
Kind
obsessed.
of like that.
I'm obsessed with it. I think it looks cool. I think it's supposed to be like her kind of like floating a little bit.
Is that more like, or that's Civil War? See, I don't remember
Yeah.
seeing that Civil War.
Yeah. So I think it's
Or,
pretty cool. Let's see what else was announced. Oh, Cyndi Lauper. So Funko is adding to their Rocks collection, and Cyndi Lauper is getting her own Funko Pop. It's available for pre-order, and this is a really giving 80s vibes here.
Oh yeah.
Look at that. I love this. Like, I'm not gonna buy this pop. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna buy it. It's not my collection that I'm looking for. Um, but I love it. I love that it's like very much 80s. And let's see that. Oh, I am Groot. This is one of the pops that I'm going to continue to collect. So right after this story, we're gonna kind of talk about our Funko Pop collections because David is now officially a collector. He's got bitten by the bug. So I am Groot is getting another line. It was announced for the Funko Fair 2023. It's going to be based on the Disney Plus animated series of shorts I Am Groot. And here are some of the images here. He's
Oh,
going to
what the
be,
heck? I
here we
want
go.
that one.
Yeah, so I Am Groot with the little flowers and stuff on his head there. It's called the Fancy Groot. Then you have this one. He's holding a bag of snacks. It's going to be the Hot Topic Flocked exclusive. It's a Groot with cheese puffs. You have the Groot in pajamas. So Groot in a onesie here. The Groot keychain. I love that. Look at his face. So Groot in a onesie, his keychain. Groot with a comic. And yeah, so I think Groot with the cheese puffs again. I think it's going to be really cute. Like, there's a lot of them. Look at all these. Like, all this is going to be like available at a Funko Web, Five Below. So just going to be different kind of just, I guess, exclusives, right? So David, Funkos, what? How did it bite? How did you get bitten by the bug? Like, what's happened? Last time we recorded in the summer, you weren't. You were just like a couple of them in. Like, you weren't like a big into it. It was more so me. And now you are like talking about like, where do you get pop protectors? I'm like, who is this man?
Yeah, because I think I tend to like when I get into collection, I'm like, well, I'm gonna do it the right way, or I'm just not gonna do it. Because like I'm the same way with like Yu-Gi-Oh. Like everything's in like a protector, and if it's something I really like, I'll protect it. If not, it's like, it's just there. Uh, I don't know. I just started getting into it. Well, I started seeing somebody, so she's really big into it, and then I just like she was like, oh, this is what I do. She has like I don't know how many more than I do. Um, but I don't know, I just started looking at some and I was like, well, Nightmare Before Christmas I've always loved since I was little. It's always been one of my favorite Disney movies. And then when I found out that they did Funko Pops, I was like, well, you know what? I'll try that. And I didn't realize the collection was so extensive because I just keep seeing more and more and more, and I didn't realize it was gonna be this big. So now I'm kind of like invested at this point.
Yeah.
And
So, what was one of your most recent Funko purchases?
so I got the. Let me see if I can grab it real quick. I got the Hot Topic like Expo one. That's like Valentine's Day Jack.
Yeah, that's a cool one. Like that
Eh,
one.
that honestly, and then I bought like Pajama Jack off like eBay and such. But honestly, right now that one's probably my favorite. That's like the most recent one that I
And do you? I don't know if you said it already.
got.
I don't remember. Do you have certain collections that you're just gonna buy, or are you just going for what you like?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go probably Nightmare Before Christmas and then like Pokemon. There's
Hmm.
some like Kingdom Hearts ones that I find really cool, but Kingdom Hearts, I don't think it's a very extensive collection. But I could be wrong.
Okay. So, on the flip side, I haven't bought a Funko Pop in, I don't know, probably since we recorded last. Like, it's been a while. But I just cleaned out my Funko collection, so I kept what I was gonna keep and got rid of what I was gonna get rid of, and I'm mainly narrowing it down to certain Marvel pops like Deadpool, Harley, a Groot, just random Marvel ones. I have some low key ones. And then, of course, Harry Potter. I'm going to start up on that again. I had every single Harry Potter one out. And then, because I haven't collected for so long, I've missed out on a few, but I have them in my Amazon cart ready to go. Harry Potter. Um, I have all the Twilight ones, Riverdale, Pokemon, of course. And then there's just a few one off collections like Schitt's Creek, Toy Story, like the Alien remixes,
Oh,
the Aliens. I got rid of all my Toy Story ones except the aliens. I have the like some of the McDonald's collections. Um, Other than that, though, it's just like again random. Like I have the Hocus Pocus collection, but mainly it's gonna be like Harry Potter, Pokemon. Going forward, probably just like Harry Potter, Pokemon, and then like random if I like and Harley Quinn, things like that that I like. But it's not gonna be. I'm not gonna do like before like if I got like a Harley Quinn in the Birds of Prey line, I had to have the whole Birds of Prey line. Even though I didn't like the other characters, I just wanted Harley Quinn, but I was like a completionist where I needed like all of them. And now I'm just like, no, just stick with like Harley Quinn. Or, so
Yeah,
I'm trying to like limit.
I want to get into Harley Quinn, but I haven't found anything yet that I want to start with.
So Tronics has a bunch of good ones. I was like, I'm coming back for these suckers. Like because I sold my Funko Pops to a local toy store called Tronics, and I'm going to not a toy store. They're like a video game. They repair video games and stuff, but they sell collectibles. So that is what's going on with Funko with us. So let's move on and now to some Pokemon news. This comes from Pokemon.com. Pokemon trading card game online is set to end on March 1st, 2023. So, with the upcoming sunsetting of the Pokemon trading card game online, no further card set development will be supported in the game as of March 21st, 2023. Pokemon TCG Crown Zenith will be the final expansion to be incorporated into the Pokemon TCG Online in order to devote all resources to Pokemon Trading Card Game Live, which is now available in beta to players around the world on iOS and Android devices, as well as on Windows and Mac devices. The in game versus ladder reward tracks will continue to update, leading up to an eventual game sunset, but no further updates will come to the Pokemon TCG Online outside of potential bug fixes. Also, the 2023 standard format rotation and Pokemon Tool Card errata will not be applied in the Pokemon TCG Online. For more details about this, you can basically go to uh, the FAQ on Pokemon.com. Did you ever pay Pokemon Online? TCG Online?
So I did at one point, like basically I opened it up because I got all the card codes, and I opened it up. I made an account, but I haven't played since. I think I played it one night. I think I got decently far, and then I played online. I just got destroyed, and I just haven't gone back.
I have so many of those fucking card codes. Like,
So do I.
so many. And I used to post them on our Instagram page. Like, I would post random ones just for free to give away, like every day,
Mhm.
codes to give away. But I'm like, I don't know that they'd be available to work on Pokemon Live. You know what I mean? I
Uh,
don't know that they would work on Live.
are they different now?
I don't know. So I guess I could download the beta version and try it on my phone, and if it works, I'll give them away on our Instagram page again. I'll start making posts for them, and because I have so many, I don't use them. But then I'm also like hesitant. Like if it works, what if I get into it on my
Yeah.
phone? Like I don't know. I'm also being selfish. So
I mean, I've never tried it. I did Master Duel, and then I downloaded Cross Duel, but I never tried Pokemon Online.
okay, well, I don't know. We'll see. More to come on that. Next week we'll talk about it again. So Pokemon Home has received another update, and this comes from NintendoLife.com. So obviously we're all waiting for Pokemon Home to be compatible with Scarlet and Violet, so that way you can transfer over Pokemon. That's ideal for everyone, but that's not happening yet. Well, Cerebi shared an update on Twitter that the Switch version is still under maintenance, but it will be available soon. Pokemon Home 2.1.0 was live as of the recording of this February 2nd, 2023. So what's new? The added rank battles information from Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet in the battle data feature. Um, if you have linked Pokemon Home to a Nintendo account with data from Pokemon Scarlet or Pokemon Violet, you'll now be able to view results from your ranked battles in Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. You can view your battle results from Sword and Shield by choosing View Past Battle Records. Other small issues have been addressed in order to ensure a user-friendly experience. I have Pokemon Home. I had used it in the past. I just recently canceled it because I'm not actively playing um Scarlet right now, but we're going to talk about that before we wrap. Uh, I don't know. Do you use Pokemon Home?
I did for like Pokemon Go and such, and then whenever Sword and Shield wears up, yeah, I did. But to be fair, I haven't transferred, so I'm trying to work on a way to finally just transfer everything over and just end it. I'm gonna go back and even get a link cable so I can get my original Pokemon from
Oh shit,
from the Game Boy Color and try and because there's a way to do it to bring them all the way forward, but it's just time consuming.
that's dedication.
Yeah, one day.
I I wish I know that I have my Pokemon games somewhere. I have no idea where. No idea where they would be. But man, I started thinking about like because my Funko collection is winding down a little bit. Like even though I have hundreds still, I'm like I really would like to have all like collect all of the games in box. Like I would like to have them all, just to have them like in a display or something. But then I'm like, I don't know how much that would cost. Ugh.
And then displays are always more expensive for some reason. I don't know why.
Like I don't know. But if that's something I should do, I don't know. We'll see. And if I dedicate my time to it, but so we'll see. Let's move on now to Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet news. The latest Terror Raid battle has been announced. This comes from NintendoLife.com. The Pokemon Company and Game Freak have announced the latest Terror Raid event for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, which runs from February 3rd, 2023, so this weekend through February 5th, 2023. The event will focus on Armorage, a fire psychic Pokemon for Scarlet players, and Celerouge, the fire ghost Pokemon for Violet players. Both will appear more frequently in raids throughout the event period. The event itself slots in nicely before the Tandem Mouse event, which runs from the 13th of February to the 15th of February, and the Greninja 7-star event, which has two slots. The first slot is actually already ended, sorry. And then the second slot starts on February 10th, 2023 until 12th of February 2023. Have you participated in any of the terror raids? I know that there was like a Charizard raid. There was a Greninja raid. I heard that they were like hardcore though.
Yeah, so I didn't get to do the Charizard one because none of my Pokemon were ready and I hadn't even finished the game yet. And then I did Cinderace. I had to get a Slowbro. I had to randomly catch a Slowbro and then try and do that. Luckily, there were other people that carried me on that one. And then, so I got Cinderace and then Greninja, which was this last weekend. I finished it. I used my Slowbro and I beat it. Um, so I got Greninja and I have Cinderace and Charizard I didn't get, but I got lucky and someone just wonder traded me a Charmander. I don't know who it was. It was a random person.
Are you doing raids with people like with friends or
No, it's just random people that I find online. I have other friends that have Scarlet or Violet, but either they haven't finished the game or they just don't have time.
yeah, I've heard that it's like hard. Like I've heard they're really hard. Like even for season players, like I've heard like for people like me, like I'm more of a casual player. I have never been into like what people call like IV training and blah 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 and getting the right nature and like doing all the like set moves. Like I have never been that player, but I've heard that you have to be like very like you have to think about like what you're doing. Like you have to hit it with the move to lower its defense or to lower
hmm
its attack, and then you have to like I've never been that person. I've just been the person like attack, 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 kill, catch.
Yeah, these are very strategic. Like, but I've noticed like you don't have to have max IV Pokemon or like anything like that. You can like if you have a level 100 Pokemon and it's the right counter, because Pokemon makes it like a puzzle. Like if you find the right Pokemon, you're gonna win. But like, and the Slowbro I have is just a random everyday Slowbro. I just like caught a Slowpoke and then evolved it, and it doesn't have
Mm,
perfect IVs or anything. I still win the raids with it.
okay. What about it? What about Slowbro though? For like people like me that don't know, why is that the Pokemon to go with though?
So like Slowbro has stored power apparently. So like basically you just upgrade its own stats and then it can use that power that it's stored and then just like unleash it all in one attack. And if it's like Greninja who's weak to like, because it was Greninja who was poison type, so he's already dark type naturally, so he's water dark naturally and then poison, so he was weak to psychic attacks. So it just
Okay.
like destroys him. And same thing with Cinderace. He was fighting, so he was weak to psychic. So that move because it was boosted, and then it was a psychic move. They just like one shot him basically.
Okay, that's that's helpful because I was like, I don't understand. Like, I listen to like it does super like it's super effective podcast, so they talk about Pokemon as well, and they're mainly just Pokemon. Well, they have like strategies, like they give strategies like build this Pokemon to be Greninja, build this Pokemon to be Cinderace, and apparently Cinderace was the more difficult one. Apparently, I don't know,
Yeah.
but it's cool to know that though. Like yeah, we're gonna talk about like my Scarlet journey in a bit, but let's move on now. Talk about Pokemon Day 2023. It's happening February 27th, 2023, and this comes from clutchpoints.com. So there are, of course, going to be things like rumors have it Scarlet and Violet news, Pokemon Go stuff, Pokemon Unite. People think that the Pokemon Home with Scarlet and Violet will be announced that day. So some possible rumors for this day are that they're expecting to be announced have an announcement from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet for a DLC after the 1.2 update. That may include major bug fixes from all technical issues that people have been experiencing in the game. Speculations have been circling around that community and Pokemon fans, casual or hardcore, are asking for a new map that they can explore. There have been talks of being able to travel to a region prior to the ninth generation of the Pokemon game, and that this will give them the same kind of like Pokemon Gold Silver feels. Perhaps having this option will provide more areas for them to explore in the latest gimmicks that the franchise has introduced and would be able to see the region in a different light. Of course, this could all be speculation, but it would be really nice to go back to the likes of Hoenn, Sinnoh, and Alola. So, so far, what are your thoughts on those speculations? Would you like to have like a DLC with like a new map? Do you play DLCs also, or would you rather have a DLC going back to like an old region?
So like I never played a DLC for like Sword and Shield, so I didn't really get to see what that was like. But I would like them to go back to a region because I remember I liked that part of Gold and Silver, like being able to go back to Kanto and catch like those specific Pokemon. I Ideally I wish they would make a game where all the Pokemon were available to catch, like to where it was like just let's just make one game and go back all the way, you know? Like, oh, you can go to
Yeah,
Kanto now and just connect it all. But I don't know if we're ever gonna see that because I feel like it's a lot.
that's a lot
But
for them to have in game, you know.
yeah, but it would be nice for them to go back. And we haven't seen Johto in a while, so I think it'd be nice to be able to go back to Johto because I don't think we've seen Johto in years. Nothing even close. Like, I think Cyndaquil in Arceus was the first time we ever saw a Johto starter
Hmm.
in a
Yeah,
while.
I think that'd be cool too to go back to Johto. Well, last year Pokemon Day was the announcement of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. So this year they might have the rumor says like they might announce another game that's like another Legends game,
Mm.
similar to like Legends Arceus, maybe like Legends. People want a really bad, like really want like a Legends Celebi. Uh, I don't really care about that much. I don't know,
Yeah, I wouldn't mind
but
too much.
we're also expecting official announcement or plans of Generation 9 Pokemon being added to Pokemon Go. So that would be interesting. There also may be some news for Pokemon Unite players, but I don't play Pokemon Unite. So I don't know how interesting that would be for me as a player. Yeah. So let's see. You don't do Unite, right? You said?
No, I never really got into it personally. It would just seem like kind of a lot. It seemed like fun, like a good time passing game, but I just never caught my attention.
Yeah. So speaking of Unite, for the Pokemon Unite players, there is a fresh update for you all. I know a lot of people actually play Unite. It looks interesting. I've seen clips of it on TikTok and stuff. I just I don't do it. I can't do it. I'm like, this is too much for me. So it's too much for me. There's a latest patch that came up, version 1.8.1.6. I don't know why there's so many points. There's a lot of fixes on it, so they include things like there's a shop update, event updates, bug fixes, there's text fixes. Uh, there's also new things that have to do with like Sableye, Urshifu. just in their moves and things like that. So, yay to Pokemon Unite players. Hopefully, this makes your game experience better and fun. Before we go to Pokemon Go stuff, I want to talk about the Pokemon Squishmallows that have been all over for Target right now. They have Gengar and Pikachu available. I am obsessed. I really want a chunky Pikachu. Gengar, okay, I'm pretty sure that's from what I've heard, that's been like the most popular
It has.
is the Gengar. But which one would, if you could only have one, which one do you want?
I'd probably go Gengar too, because I mean, honestly, I was kind of a little disappointed with how Pikachu came out. I think it just looks a little like not correct, I guess. And then
Hmm.
I don't know. I really like Gengar more because I just never. I like Pikachu, but it's just never been my favorite, to be honest.
Yeah, I just like the idea of like having my own chunky Pikachu, you know? It is a 20-inch, they are 20-inch figures. They're pretty big. They're they're available at Target if you can find them. They're also set to this month. They should be going available in Walmart as well, but I'm like, I don't go to
Yeah,
Walmart, so ugh.
they're already. From what I heard, they're already at Walmart because my mom works in Walmart. She told me like, hey, they already have them, but there's a whole mix up.
Yeah, I know the Pokemon Center had them, but they sold out like immediately.
Immediately.
And then there's also 10-inch and 14-inch available at GameStop, but who goes to GameStop anymore?
And then the
So,
resale value is ridiculous. I think people are selling them online for like $80 when retail they're like 15, 20 maybe. So,
don't go buy them. Like, don't buy them in resale because they're going to eventually have,
restock.
they're going to restock and they're going to eventually have so many. People are going to be like, why do we have all of these?
Yeah, it's not a limited like item. It's an everyday item, so they're gonna get them back with a new
Oh,
Squishmallow shipment every week.
yeah, exactly. So let's now move on to Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go, I have been obsessed with Pokemon Go lately. Like I have played every day. I have just participated in all of the raids, all of the stuff. The latest raid that's happening right now is the Registeel, I think, and I cannot catch him for the fucking life of me. Cannot catch him. He runs away every fucking time. Drives me insane. David, I know that we talked, but for our listeners, you have not been playing Pokemon Go, and I know because you haven't sent me a gift
Yeah, no, I've
in a
been I've
while.
been on I've been on Violet to be honest. Like I'm trying to dedicate. I finished and now I need to go back to Pokemon Go, and I'm finally
Exactly.
at a
I
point.
need
Yeah,
So next week, David and I are going to have a Pokemon Go adventure, and we're also going to go Funko Pop collecting together next week. So we'll report our findings and things back to the podcast next week. But I'm super excited because the Pokemon Go February is going to be wild. There are so many things happening in February for Pokemon Go. I want to start off with the Valentine's Day event that was announced. This comes from NintendoLife.com. So we're just a little 2 weeks, like 2 weeks basically away from Valentine's Day, and beginning on February 8th, the in-game Valentine's Day event will continue throughout the week on the run up to February 14th. And this year, the celebrations will circulate around the debut of Mega Gardevoir, as well as
hmm.
shiny variants of Frillish and Tapu Lele, which I'm excited about because I haven't had any Frillish in a while, and I need to get more candies for him. This, of course, comes alongside the usual announcements of research quests and event rewards. So they have a lot happening. I'm excited for Mega Gardevoir. It's going to be in Mega Raids during the event. A shiny variant will also be available, evolving Curlia into Gallade or Gardevoir. Gardevoir is my favorite Pokemon to use. I have a shiny and a regular, so I'm super excited about that. It's also going to know charge attack synchronized. So that's cool. There's going to be special timed research by the name of Lovely Wishes, which will be available to take part in throughout the event. Completing this task will let you choose a reward between extra candy, extra XP, bonus candy, or the chance to increase the duration of your daily adventure incense, which I do not use. um, Completing the task will grant you an encounter with Frillish. So there's some wild encounters that you'll be able to have during this event. The flabebe that you come across during this, depending on your location, will either have a white flower or orange flower. Um, then you'll have, if you're in Europe, Middle East, or Africa, you'll get a red flower. In the Asia Pacific region, you'll have a blue flower. In the Americas, you'll have a yellow flower. The following Pokemon will be appearing in the wild during the event: Alamola, I can't say that name. Aldino, Chansey, again, Flabebe, Frillish, Illumise, Morlul, Natural Form, Furfru, Nidoran, male and female, Skitty, Volbeat, Woobat. So the Valentine's challenge will be from the 7th to the 14th, unlocking new rewards of the gift goal. 100 million gifts need to be sent, which will probably be done instantly. These rewards will unlock 3 times transfer candy for the remainder of the event, 2 times transfer candy XL for trainers of level 31 and above. Just some eggs that you can get hatched during 7 kilometer eggs during the event. Again, Alamomo, I can't speak. Frillish, Happiny, Lickitung, Smoochum. And then 1-star raids: Chansey, Esper, Natural Form, Frou-Frou, Shinx. 3-star raids: Gallade, Lickitung, Miltank, Nidoking, Nidoqueen. And a 5-star raid of Tapu Lele, with a mega raid being Mega Gardevoir. I am very excited about this. David, you have to get playing before then.
I know, I do not own a Gardevoir. I do want a Galilea, because I have not even gotten one in Violet, but I want one, because I caught the routes I needed, but then it evolved,
Mhm.
so I wasn't able to do it.
The good thing is, David, next Thursday when we go on our Pokemon Go hunt, it is during the event. So it's going to be in that week. So where we're going, we're going to be able to have hopefully a lot of success there. Hopefully, like I want to catch all of the curly, like I want to catch all of them. Like I want all of it. I need them all. So let's move on now and talk about February 2023's Community Day. It is Noibat. Ugh, I don't know how I feel about that. So this comes from Pokemon.com. It says, "Don't be startled if you hear the flapping of wings while exploring Pokemon Go." Noibat has been selected as the Pokemon for Pokemon Community Day in February. You can encounter a shiny Noibat from Sunday, February 5th, from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. local time. If you evolve Noibat into Noivern between 2 p.m. and 10 p.m. local time, that Noivern will know the charge attack Boom Burst. You can also enjoy some bonuses during the event, like 3 times Stardust for catching Pokemon, 2 times Candy for catching Pokemon, 2 times chance of trainers level 31 and up to receive Candy XL. Lure modules activated during the event will last for 3 hours. Incense, excluding the daily adventure incense activated, will last for 3 hours. Trades will require 50% less Stardust from 2 to 10 p.m. And then 1 additional special trade can be made for a maximum of 2 for the day. You can also encounter bonus raids as well. So I usually participate in community days, like if I can remember, and I have this one on my calendar. I'm like, it's on a Sunday, so I'm off Sunday, but I'm also like, no bad.
No bad. Yeah, it's not really not for me anyways, not the Pokemon I really like.
Yeah, it's just I don't know, but I don't know. Let's move on now and talk about the some of the February 2023 field research tasks that have been announced. So from December, so basically some of the things that you can encounter are things like just different. If you do like catch 10 normal types, you get like a certain amount of Pidget candies. It's just like the normal stuff. There isn't really anything that exciting. It's just you can definitely go to PokemonGoHub.net. They have a full list for you guys. And honestly, the most exciting thing on here is like getting a Kabuto or an Almanite. And I'm like, I already got both, so I don't know. All right, so for Las Vegas, Pokemon Go event sells out with 50,000 tickets sold for the whole tour. This event will be held Saturday, February 18th and Sunday, February 19th at Sunset Park. Um, Organizers say that the attendees will have a chance to play Pokemon Go with thousands of other trainers from around the world while catching, trading, and battling with your favorite Pokemon. Again, 50,000 tickets sold, and they have sold out.
That's a
All
lot.
of for Pokemon Go, bro. Holy shit.
Maybe it's because it's Hoenn and everybody loves Hoenn.
Probably. So, this is actually one of my favorite stories of the day, and this has to do with the new Pokemon Go Team Rocket thing that's been announced. So, their new kind of taunt, you're no match for my Iron Will, has a full lineup that is very exciting to me, again, for me. So the latest edition of added to this is basically going to be a steel type grunt that will use the taunt you're no match from Iron Will, and they'll ambush you after spinning a Pokestop in the game. Um, there's some Pokemon that will be used are like a Alolan Diglett, Alolan Sandshrew, Aron, Alolan Sandshrew, Lairon, and Matang, and then Aggron and Scizor. And then some of the Pokemon, like the counters that are recommended for this, are like Garchomp, Excadrill, Rhyperior, Mamoswine, Charizard, Chandelure. I'm pretty excited about this because I like whenever there's changes to Pokemon Go, like especially like the Pokemon Rocket team, the Go Rocket team. I like
Mm-hmm.
because I hate whenever I battle a lot of them and it's the same thing over and over and over. And I'm like, okay, why am I going to continue to battle them? Like, there's no need for this.
Yeah, I already have everybody that they have.
Yeah. Uh, let's see. Oh yeah, I'm there's again. This is going to be crazy. So like we talked about, people are excited about Hoenn. Well, Pokemon Go um, the Primal Rumblings event is happening from February 22nd through February 24th from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. local time. You can encounter things like, let's see here, Rayquaza's back. So you can get a Rayquaza with a new Dragon type exclusive move. Also have the chance of getting a shiny Rayquaza, which I really want. You can get a Mega Latias and Mega Latios returning to Mega Raids. Rayquaza can be caught from February 22nd until March 1st, and he or she, sorry, will know the charge attack breaking swipe. And so that is really cool because Rayquaza is one of the most popular Pokemon in Pokemon Go. Like people like it, along with like obviously like Mewtwo. Like people love a good Mewtwo,
Yeah,
right? I know, which I have a Mewtwo, but I don't have like the armored Mewtwo that people like love, and I hate them for it because I wasn't playing Pokemon Go at that time. But
me
Rayquaza is a
neither.
big deal. Do you have a Rayquaza?
I do not have a Rayquaza and I don't have Armor Mewtwo either. I had a chance, but I could never beat Giovanni because he was just really strong.
Yeah.
Mm.
So in some of the type like the one star raids, it's going to be Trico, Torchic, and Mudkip, and 3-star will be Grovile, Combuskin, and Marshtomp, and then again in the 5-star raids will be Rayquaza, with the mega raids being Latios and Latias. Again, that's from February 22nd, 2023, 10 a.m. to February 24th at 10 p.m. So that is super exciting. Before we go, I want to talk about things like our Pokemon Scarlet and Violet journey. So David talked about how he already beat the game because he's an overachiever. I mean, I guess you're not
Mm-hmm.
really an overachiever because it's been months. I, however, only have beaten 3 gyms. I've only beaten one of the star team challenge things, and that's all I've done. And my team at the moment is Palmo, who's a level 27, Quaxwell, who's level 32, Lileo, who's level 27, a Shuppet, level 26, a Skiddo, who's a level 25, and a Curlia, who's a level 26. I find this game to be extremely overwhelming for my
Yeah,
brain.
It's a lot, and there's no order, so it's kind of like everywhere.
It drives me crazy. I know that when this game came out, there's lots of like hate on it online because there's so many like bugs in it. I, for myself though, like I haven't come across any bugs that I've noticed just because probably though I don't have a lot of gameplay in it. So my question to you, David, is as someone who's like beat the game, did you come across a lot of bugs?
No, I never really experienced any bugs at all, which was kind of surprising because everyone was like complaining, and I was like, I'm playing the game fine, so I never really had anything.
And do you have a physical copy?
Yeah, I have the physical copy.
Okay, same. So I wonder if it matters if you have a digital or physical. Like I wonder if I wonder if like that changes the game experience, you know what I mean? I do have the physical copy as well, and I was so excited when I got it. And then I should have known the weekend that I got it that it wasn't looking good for me in Pokemon Scarlet because of the fact that that weekend that I got it, I played it one time. And then after that I never played it, and then I played it like one time in December, and then I played it just recently because I was out could work with COVID, and I played it for like I was out of work with COVID like for like I was out of work for like a week, and I played like one day, and it wasn't even a whole day. It was like an hour, and it was like
Yeah,
10 minutes at a time.
this one was hard. Like there was a grind, but I had to keep reminding myself like I have to finish it. And I basically gave myself the time limit of when the Charizard raid came out because I was like, okay, you have to do this. You have to finish. And I finished it. Whenever I finished it and I joined the Charizard raid, none of my Pokemon were good enough. So I had to keep grinding if I ever wanted any of the Pokemon. So I had to give myself a limit, like a time limit.
Yeah, man, I don't know what it is about the game. I think it's just because it's the first open world, full truly open world. Because Arceus felt like an open world, but there was still like you couldn't go certain areas and blah blah blah. But I feel like that's just like way too overwhelming for my brain to like focus on for a long period of time. What I was talking to you before we started recording is like in Pokemon Go, I can easily like play Pokemon Go, switch to TikTok, go back to Pokemon Go, catch a Pokemon, go back to TikTok or go to Instagram, play Pokemon Go, get off of it, check Facebook, get off of it, go back to Pokemon Go, and like I can jump back and forth easily.
Hmm.
Whereas Scarlet, it's like I get so distracted going to a gym because I'm like, oh, there's a gym, I need to go there. Then I'm like, oh, look at this Pokemon. Do I have that Pokemon? I don't know. I'm gonna catch it. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at this. It's shiny. It's pretty. Oh, what is this? Let me go look. Oh, and then by the time I know, 45 minutes have gone and I haven't accomplished anything.
Yeah, it's like that. It got like that for me too. I would like go on I would just go off random places and not even know where I end up, and I'm just like, what the heck's going on? So I had to very much be disciplined and be like, I'm gonna finish this. It's so hard though. There's no order, and you'll easily like see yourself in like somewhere you're not supposed to go, and you'll just get destroyed.
What was one of your hardest like gym battles?
So my hardest gym battle was the water one because so I went with an all ghost team this one because I said that's all I'm gonna use and that's all I'm gonna use. So they could be ghost something else, but for the most part they had to be ghost. And I just couldn't get past it. So I just had to cave and then I had Rotom, but I couldn't be I actually I think I went water as my second gym and I just kept getting destroyed because Rotom wouldn't listen to me. So I had to beat other places and then go back with Rotom and then finally win that one. And then I had trouble with the water gym leader and the last Pokemon star um guy because he I think his was poison and
Hmm.
my ghost types were just getting destroyed by it.
Mm. What do you? What was one of your the coolest things that like that you've played? Do you play the whole game? And I'm interested because I want to play it and I like it. And sometimes I'm not saying that I haven't played because I don't like it. I just say that it's overwhelming for me. So I like the game. But what is one of your like the coolest things about the game that you really like? Man, this game was different. It was like awesome. I love that.
I think that there was like no order and like the whole Titan thing was kind of cool and like you just I think that there was three pathways was pretty cool. I think that's what I liked and then like the Terra thing was I like the Terra thing. A lot of people didn't like it, but it lets you have Pokemon that you normally wouldn't use on your team because you're just like, oh, they don't fit. But now they would fit because I think I caught something that was a ghost type. Like I had a like a Slot King that was a ghost type. So like I could use that one because I had gave myself a challenge and it made it eligible for me to use. And then I've just found different things
Mm.
like that. I think at one point I found an evolution that was a ghost type.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That is cool. What? So, like, I guess one of my last questions, like, what was your favorite new Pokemon?
New Pokemon. Honestly, I like Tinkatonk. Tinkatonk was really like it was. I don't like
Mm.
fairy types normally, but that one I liked either because Tinkatunk's just straight new. I think if it's like something that I can use that's old new was Annihilate because Annihilate was Mankey's Kanto, but like an exclusive or like a new region form was Annihilate. But
Oh,
if
you know what I wanted to ask? Who did you, who did you end the game with? What team? What was your team?
my team was Skilderidge, Annihilate, Frostlash, who I just like fell in love with Frostlash. Um, and then I used Annihilate. Um, what is his name? Soderluge, which is the ghost psychic. And then my last Pokemon, I can't remember. I want to say it was Mimikyu and somebody else. I would swap the last two because uh, Soderluge wasn't that great. So it was Mimikyu and a seventh member, and I forget the seventh member. I have to look back, but it was those six, and I had a seventh member I would swap out with, but they
Hmm.
were all
Cool.
ghosts.
So I'm gonna try to play more Scarlet, hopefully today, and then that way next week I can talk about like my journey there, what I've come across. But yeah, that's kind of it for this week's podcast. It was good to like get caught up with everything, getting the hang of like reading these articles and like doing things again is like a little bit for me. We haven't recorded in so long, but yeah, this was fun. Thank you guys for listening. And again, next week we'll talk about our whatever is happening in the news, and then we'll talk about like our journey when we go Pokemon Go hunting, the event that's happening at that time, and if we get any new Funko Pops, hopefully, and we'll report back to you guys. So thank you guys for listening, and we'll talk to you guys next week.